Okay, so one of the many reasons why I was excited that you two agreed to make this segment with me is because not only are you fantastic people staying in my house, and I've had so many great conversations, so on, but many of those great conversations have had at the center your knowledge of the MBTI and familiarity with it. So now I wanted to ask you what, according to each of your types, what would be predictably points of tension or challenge or difficulty or friction or just, a little less than perfectly easy in a close domestic, team long term with the type of your partner? So I'll ask, no, I'll go the other way. I'll ask you first, CT. What would be, predictably, what would be some things that might be hard from your side?
Oh, from my side.
Yeah.
So I
An
think
ENFP side, any
from
ENFP side.
I would honestly say one of the first things would be is that the difference between the FE and the FI is that the Shauna oftentimes likes to be very social and likes to integrate with all of the people all the time, and sometimes I don't. And I need time by myself to process and internalize and to work on myself and improve myself. And sometimes that's a point of contention when all
Or
she
just fuck off and play video games.
sometimes I just want to fuck off and play video games, and Shauna has over time learned how to become a little bit more of a homebody and to give me space when I need it. Um, and I think the other really big thing is that difference between the J and the P is that I don't like having, or at least I don't like to know that there are constraints put upon me, that there are boundaries, and that I'm very, very comfortable with not having a plan, with just see where the wind takes us and see where all the chips lay. And I have to remember to be patient sometimes, especially in the planning stages for
Need
stuff,
all the information.
all the information, and can't just make a snap judge decision all the time because it might work for me, but it definitely will cause anxiety and problems for her. And if we're going to have a nice, fruitful relationship, that's not the way you do it. So those would be, I think, probably the top two, the parent ones.
Mm-hmm.
Shauna, how about
Yeah.
you?
So, in a totally true to form ENFJ thing, that is very difficult for me to just let you sit there and talk about answer questions when I don't feel like you're answering them exactly the way that she intended you to answer them. Is that as I recall? No. So specifically, the question was theoretically, what would an ENFP have a hard time with an ENFJ, or vice versa? You did.
Okay.
So for an ENFJ, you need to that is a really great example because I have this overwhelming need to answer exactly the question that has been asked of me. And if I go off topic or I hear someone else going slightly off topic or jumping to the next step or something like that, I'm like, but you have to go through in the right order. And you're like, why would I need to do that? I was answering the question in the spirit of where you, yeah. So that's something that theoretically and sometimes in practice is pretty difficult because for ENFJs we're very open, very friendly, but very organized and structured. And so I love going out and doing things and going on adventures and exploring, but I need to know that all of my homework is done before I go. And I need to know, oh, right, but this person's showing up at our house in 45 minutes, so we can be unstructured, but only for exactly 43 and a half minutes, because that's how long it's going to take us to get back to the house. So, so that can be a struggle because I like to, ENFJs like to create a lot of order. ENFPs don't necessarily see the need in every situation, and so that can cause theoretically some issues.
Theoretically.
That was a nice. Anyway, that was a lot of nice things, and right, a nice like cherry on top FE thing right there. Awesome. All right, so we'll do the next one. Thank you guys.